former sane person, Paul Krugman, decided to tweet a little bit about Donald Trump. And shocker, since Donald Trump's rhetoric is now anti-outsourcing, guess who's suddenly for it? Paul Krugman. See, this is why I call him a former sane person. Now he's lost his mind, and he was so pro-Hillary Clinton, I think he had a designated position in her administration to sniff her farts. The articles he wrote were honestly some of the dumbest articles I've ever read, the ones that were pro-Hillary Clinton. He wrote articles like, Hillary Clinton is fundamentally honest. I almost, when I actually did that story, I almost left it out and didn't prep it and didn't do it because I thought, oh, that's too stupid for me to respond to. But I ended up doing it. But anyway, the guy's still fucking whoo-hoo. He lost it because Donald Trump won. So listen to what he said. The story of U.S. manufacturing is basically one of high productivity growth, allowing demand to be met with ever fewer workers. Nothing policy can do will bring back those lost jobs. The service sector is the future of work, but nobody wants to hear it. So do you understand the argument he's making there? He's saying, well, I mean, come on, look, outsourcing jobs, losing our factory jobs and our manufacturing, it's inevitable. That's his argument. It's inevitable. I mean, it's going to happen. So, and nobody wants to hear it, but hey, the future of the U.S. is service sector jobs. Okay, Paul, you do know service sector jobs mostly pay shit, right? You do know it's hard for people to live with those jobs, right? But his argument is, because Trump won, and he's got to be anti-Trump, his argument is, well, look, maybe you live a shit life. Maybe you live a shit life, and maybe you make no money, and maybe you suck it up about the fact that your jobs got outsourced. And again, he's portraying it as a natural evolution. That indeed is not true. So when you look at these deals, when you look at NAFTA, when you look at CAFTA, when you look at the World Trade Organization more broadly, when you look at permanent normal trade relations with China, when you look at TPP, those deals are actually, you ready for this? I hope you're sitting down. Very protectionist. You're like, hold on, Kyle, wait a second. That's not protectionist. What are you talking about? Protectionism is, making sure you protect the people in your country when you craft these deals. Yeah, but when I say they're protectionist, they are protectionist for one class, the elites and the investor class. And so there's all types of copyright and patent rules and laws, and they craft them so that it's very kind to the investors and very kind to the elite and the establishment. So it's kind to one class of people, but they're drafted specifically not to be kind to the working class. So you lose your job. You have a manufacturing job, you have a factory job where you make a middle class living and it's some plant in fucking Ohio. That's nice. We're going to take that job and ship it to fucking Bangladesh or ship it to Mexico or ship it any of a number of places where the owners of the company, they could pay somebody fucking, a third what they paid you so they can make more profit. And meanwhile, you're out of a job, you're unemployed, you're miserable, and the economy, the unemployment rate goes up here, and, the middle class stagnates here, and overall people get screwed. But see, again, he frames it like, well, I don't know why these people are so mad. This is an inevitable consequence of the system. What? No, it's not inevitable. They chose to do it. They wrote those deals, and they wrote them with a purpose. It's a race to the bottom. We want to pay less for our labor because labor is a cost. I don't care that they're human beings and they might want to live a fruitful, fucking happy life. I don't care. Labor is a cost, so pay as little as we can for that, and we make as much money as possible, and it's us and our investors who works out well for. Well, Paul, that's not inevitable. So he says there's no policy that could bring these jobs back. To steal a phrase, wrong. How about tariffs? Let's start there. How about tariffs? Now, then he would argue, yeah, but that might spark a trade war and this and that. Okay, but wait. There's a way you can bring back tariffs. If you go about it the right way and you have good negotiators and you sit down at the table and you're reasonable with these countries that you have trade deals with, there's a way to bring back tariffs and not spark a trade war. Of course there is. Now, I don't trust Trump to do that because I think he's a buffoon, and I don't think he's actually good at negotiating because his business career is a disaster, even though he pretends it's the opposite. But there is a way to renegotiate these deals. There is a way to make it better for the American people. There is a way to bring back manufacturing. I mean, we have a fucking green technology revolution just waiting to happen, renewable energy. There's a revolution right there. There's a bunch of jobs right there. But again, he's saying, no, it's inevitable. Lost all the jobs. You lose all the jobs, and you're going to have to get used to your shitty service sector job. Why is he saying that? Because Trump's rhetoric is anti-TPP and anti-trade. So he's like, now I'm pro it. I'm in favor of it. And if you disagree, you're an idiot, and And Trump's a moron, so I'm against it because he's for it. But now you're an idiot. Because what you're saying is, yeah, I don't care. Leave the middle class behind. Leave working people behind. And by the way, this will only solidify Republican victories. If the establishment Democrats are like, yeah, no, we are proudly the party of outsourcing now. Yeah. Everybody in the country will be like, that's nice. Anyway, we're going to vote for Republicans now too. Because you're promising to continue to fuck them over. You're promising to continue to fuck them over. So, dude, stop. Paul, you sound like an idiot. I get it. You're an economist. I get it. So you probably come up with some high-minded rationalization as to... And by the way, look, I'm not 100% anti-trade. Trade is a normal part of having a fucking global economy, having an economy, period. We have some things in this country that other people need, and they can't get it anywhere else. Okay, we make a deal. Vice versa, too. Hey, there's products that we don't make in this country. We don't have the ability to make it, so we got to import it from other countries. We got to do trade. I'm in favor of trade, but trade out of necessity. And reasonable trade that isn't simply deals that benefit the rich and benefit the owner class and screw over the workers. We didn't need to outsource all those jobs, and they don't need to continue to be outsourced. Again, another thing you could do, no policy can fix that. Yeah, it can. How about you say, if you outsource jobs, you pay a much higher tax rate than if you create jobs here. You create jobs here, we'll give you a tax incentive. If you create jobs over there, well, we're going to tax it so that the cost of labor would be more expensive there than it is if you set up a shop here. Kyle, that'll raise prices. It'll be negligible. They've done studies on this, man. If you pay people at Walmart a living wage, for example, the average good goes up a few cents. I mean, is it worth it? Talk to somebody. Hey, if you pay just a few more cents and that person gets to fucking put their kids through school and can afford the fucking light bill, are you in favor of that? People say, of course. People already say, overwhelming majority, raise the minimum wage. 80% of people. So, Paul, you're just wrong. What do you mean the jobs are inevitable? It's inevitable. Now, the only argument that makes a little bit of sense that people make is, yeah, but Kyle, the point is, so even if they bring the jobs back, eventually everything is going to be replaced with automation. Yeah, that's true. Eventually automation is going to take over. But that's the case for probably most jobs. So should we not give a fuck about what happens in the meantime before that happens and continue to fuck over people? No. Fucking renegotiate the deals, give people a decent life here in the United States of America, give them nice middle-class jobs, and then we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Now, the real answer for automation, when automation takes over and everybody's losing their job, and that actually is a natural evolution process with better technology and artificial intelligence and all that stuff, when that actually happens, the answer is you have to retool the way the system functions. So in other words, you have to make it so that like people are assigned an artificial intelligence machine, for lack of a better word, and they do the work and you get the benefits. You get they're productive and you reap the rewards. So you have your AI machine, you have your AI machine, and then they do the work and then you make the money. Either we go down that road or we just exacerbate income inequality further and only the rich and the elite control the technology, and you have increasing unemployment, increasing unrest, and then eventually some sort of disastrous war-like sci-fi movie situation where people are so left behind and the robots have so taken over that, it's just unsustainable. So, and Stephen Hawking spoken about this too. I'm pointing it off like it's my idea. It's not my idea. Stephen Hawking said we got to retool the way we do it, and eventually automation will take over, but what path we go down when that happens is big. Are we going to go down the path of more of a social democracy-like system where, a more socialist-y system where you get the fruits of the labor from your machine, or is all the fruits of the labor going to go to the rich? In which case, revolution and fucking crazy shit will happen. So now I'm getting off in the weeds here, but point is, the only point he has is on automation, where eventually all the jobs are going to be gone anyway. So, we're going to have to address that. But I differ from him because I'm not using that as an excuse to continue to fuck over people today with factory jobs, because it's not inevitable. It's possible to protect those jobs for people. It's possible to set up policy that looks out for American workers, and he's pretending like that's not even an option. It is, Paul. You just don't want to take it because it sounds like Donald Trump is going to take it.